my handy dandy, I think I have this up. Yep. Okay, so this is the results of the quiz access so far. I know I think there's like half the students have taken it so far. So this is a little indicative of where maybe some of the issues are. I'm not going to deal with anything that's over or around 90 or above, because that effectively says that 90% of everybody on their first attempt on this problem got it right. And if they decided to continue to do it, they may have gotten a little bit better in order to get over that 85%. But it looks like this one, for example, is a 74% one. So let's look at this. Analyzing account entries. Let's see if we can pull that one up. It says, using the following information. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger so everybody can see it. There we go. Calculate the unknown amounts, right? Okay, so this is a classic IS, right? Where you get A, B, and D, but you don't get C, and so you got to figure out the rest, right? So the company had 160 in accounts payable on these two different dates. Total purchases were 28.9. Determine how much cash was paid on accounts payable during October. Oh, that's a great one. Okay, that's A. B, on the 30th, they had whatever. Okay, so these are just changes in balances, and they're trying to get you to figure out which one. So on here, this is a nice little view of it. Let me make this a little bigger. There we go. Okay, so beginning balance was 160, right? Well, it says right here. So 160, beginning balance. So accounts payable is a liability. So you're going to end up starting out with the beginning balance on the credit side, right? And then, so that's the known number. The ending number is 135. So this is set up in a T account status. So the ending number, is going to be a credit as well. So you're going to have the 135 here. Okay. And then total purchases on credit were 289. So effectively, because you're adding to accounts payable, these are your purchases, you're going to put the 289 here. So effectively, you have in this problem, all these are your known variables. And so all you have to do is figure out your unknown. Now, I don't have this set up, obviously, where I'm working through it with you, but this part, right? If I were to, I don't know if I can do that. Let's see what I can do. Annotate. And I can do a little bit of like a big fat square format. Let's just do this. Okay. So theoretically, this portion you do not know, right? So the way you would figure this, and I'll do this in Excel. Okay. Just so if I were doing this, which I normally would be doing this in Excel, then what I would let's see, turn on, no, clear. No, I need to stop using this right here. How do I do that? Oh, there we go. Okay. So if I were doing this in Excel, let's make this a little bigger. Okay. So I have AP, I have my my debit side and my credit side. And I know that this is going to be 160. This is the, I'll just put down here on this side, begin. I don't always do these traditionally. They just put little notes on them. There we go. The 160 side, right? I know that I purchased purchases is the 289. And I know at the end, I need a net ending balance. Ending balance that equals 136,500. Okay. Now, what I could do is sum these. Oops, did I do that right? Yeah. Copy it over. Okay. So one way of doing this, a couple different ways. this equals that minus that. Now I've got it set up so that effectively I can just figure out what purchases should be in order to get to this. Now I'm going to show you a little trick in Excel if you do a little what if thing, right? So if I want this number to equal 136.5, then I do a little data what if goal seek, and I can say I want this cell C7 to equal 136,500 by changing, and let's move this, by changing, oops, I forgot the payments. Well, we'll get back to the payments in just a second, but by changing a cell on the debit side. And what I could do then is it's going to figure this whole thing out for me. What do you know? 312.5. So that's one way of doing it, because you're just plugging in the balance, right? The other way is that you know that your beginning is 160. You know your ending is 136,500. So you know the change. Then you know the change. The difference between the two 136,500 is this minus, let's go the other way, equals that minus that. So it decreased by 23.5. But you also know you actually had purchases of 289, which increased it. So your effective payments on account, this is the variable unknown, would be this plus that, which isn't right because really you're going the other way around. It's that minus this. That's another way of doing it. The other way, one other way, we'll just use this one again, but we'll change it up a little bit because I need to move this and put the payments, right? Payments. So we're still trying to figure out, in this case, the 136,500. Let's take this out. So right now, put that back in, sorry. We know that this is the amount on the credit side without anything else. And we need to reduce this to this amount. So the easiest thing to do is come back over here and say, okay, well, I need to reduce this amount down to here. So if I take that number minus this number, I'll get to the 312,500. So a couple different ways of approaching this. I know I did that pretty quick, but really what you're trying to do then is just get the balances to, let's see, total. Trying to get the balances on the debit side to match the balance, to get to a point where the credit is greater than the debit by 136.5. Any questions on that? I know that only, where's it clear? There you go. So that's that one. Let's look at a different one, see if we can, I want this to go away. All right, we'll just leave that there. This one was the other one.